Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today, we are going to start a new chapter. It's a little bit different than what we are doing. Today, I will give you the basic information of this entire sutta. Okay, or what it is that we are going to learn in this next couple of weeks. Okay, and so we will take each week one factor, and that will be good. This is called, or this entire Dhamma talk you can call the introduction of Sattis Bodhipakshika Dharma, or you can say the introduction of 37 Bodhipakshika. It means Factors of Enlightenment. As we have learned and heard that this existence suffering and how to finish this suffering, and Supreme Buddha says there is only one path called the middle eightfold path. Okay, so that is called Arya Ashtangika Marga. Okay, or Aryo Ashtangiko Maggo. So that is the one path which leads toward ending of suffering. That is the first Dhamma talk Supreme Buddha gave. So whole Dhamma, whole dispensation is established on these things, that suffering is there, the origin of suffering is there, cessation of suffering is there, and path lead to cessation of suffering. So, as we understand what is the suffering in this world, it's not that we fought in our home or simple things that someone say to us, not like those. The one which is common for each and everybody, everyone who is part of it, that thing, that suffering. So, the cessation of suffering, the reason why this suffering arises. So you will see when you understand and study the suffering, that this suffering is not just by this time's only this period of actions, but it has a long chain. It has a long journey. The cause and effect, how it worked. So this suffering, how it creates, you will understand. And when you understand that this suffering is happening because of these reasons, once you remove them, then you see that yes, there is cessation of it. And then if there is a freedom from this suffering, then how to get rid of this suffering, how to achieve the happiness. And that one, Supreme Buddha explained, needs some steps, needs some path to walk on. And that is called Noble Eightfold Path, Aryo Ashtangiko Maggo. But when the Buddha explains that this is the Aryo Ashtangiko Maggo, the Noble Eightfold Path is there to end suffering, then Why in the Satipatthana Sutta, or why in the majority of suttas Buddha mentioned to eradicate suffering, to overcome of suffering, use the 37 factors of enlightenment. So you will see, for the Noble Eightfold Path, what we need to practice, how we can lead ourselves up to Noble Path, is mentioned in 37 Factors of Enlightenment. There is one beautiful thing in Supreme Buddha's words, as you understand, that Buddha has mentioned that Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. Sila means virtue. Samadhi, it means concentration or mindfulness. And Panya, it means wisdom. So this is the common slogan that everyone, everywhere has been mentioned. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. That is a teaching of Supreme Buddha. But when you see that there is a Noble Eightfold Path, it mentions the Panya, Sila, and Samadhi. So in Noble Eightfold Path, it begins from the wisdom. Then how come this word is Sila, Samadhi, Panya? So it is for the divided for two people. One, the Sila, Samadhi, Panya for them who has not understand the Dhamma yet. So to gaining that access of wisdom, to understand the completion of Sila, completion of Samadhi, so the enlightenment can be stable. For that, what needs is called Sila, Samadhi, Panya. And that first one is for us who is beginning to practice this Dhamma. For that, what we need is these 37 factors of enlightenment. And how those will, how can we practice them? How we will develop them in our life? How this each factor will be helpful in our life, we're going to discuss in this entire session. So, what are these 37 factors of enlightenment? Let's see. Supreme Buddha mentioned Chattaru Satipatthana. So, this path is beginning, or these 37 factors is begin with Satipatthana. So, what are the Satipatthana? There is mindfulness of body. Kaya Kayanupasti Viharati. First one is in 37 factors is called mindfulness of body. Second one is called mindfulness of sensations. Vedananupasti Viharati. Being mindful of your feelings or Vedana, sensation, whatever happening. All the feelings what you are having, those. Then happen Chitte Chittanupasti Viharati, being mindful of your mind, being aware of your mind, knowing everything what is happening there. And then last one called being mindful of phenomena. In the Dhamma, Dhamme Dhammanupasti Viharati, being mindful of phenomena. That is called Chattaro Satipatthana, 4 foundations of mindfulness. That is the first thing of 37 factors of enlightenment. So you will see that this 37 factors begin with mindfulness. Okay? This 37 factors, when it complete, it finished with the enlightenment. The last 8 of it is called Noble Eightfold Paths, 8 parts. Okay, so it begins with 4 foundation of mindfulness, Chattaro Satipatthana. Then it has Chattaro Sammapadhana. Chattaro Sammapadhana. Chattaro means 4. Sammapadhana means effort, supreme effort, the right strivings, the effort what you take, sammapadana. So this foundation of mindfulness, the four foundations, satipatthana, it is helpful, it encouraged, it's developed by these four right strivings. So as you see that for a long time that we are studying Dhamma, we are learning Dhamma, and when we look at ourselves, we see very slight development. Some of the time we see that we have come back where we are begin from. Not all the time that we see the progress. And then we always ask that why I'm not looking at any progress, or why this all the time, why this bothers me time to time, same thing again and again. So the reason is that there is no continuity of our way of thinking, not means regarding Dhamma. There is no continuity, there is no effort to develop these certain things so we can complete the path. That path is these four right strivings, the effort what we take. Chattaro sammapadana. Once we understand them, then we can develop, we can practice, we can make a part of our living. And by help of it, we will be going to finish four foundation of mindfulness. And this four foundation of mindfulness will complete our this four effort. Then as this four effort is or four strivings are happening, the next step is called Chattaru Iddhipada, the four paths of power. Iddhipada. So psychic powers in a kind of way, you can call these four psychic powers. So it's not outside, it's not a magical one. It is one that will happen when you practice the path. It holds you, it keeps you steady on your journey of enlightenment. Those four magical powers. So there is no magic in that, but it takes you, it keeps you on right track. You know, these are four. If you simply see that any highway, you know, the long highway is there, and usually what happens, time to time, people feel a little bit sleepy on the, you know, and so many accidents happen. So when they are driving, you will see in the corner of the both side, on the right or left, whoever driving, there are called small bumpers are there when you drove your car outside of the lane. What it does, it keeps you awake, you know. Once you go there and bounce, immediately wake up. So that keep you wake up, make you aware of you are going out of the path. Same thing this four psychic power does. They also bring you back, or they also keep you awake on the journey of enlightenment. We're going to learn them one by one. Then there is called five faculties. Five faculties means Pancha Indriya means five faculties what we have. Simple word is Indriya, it means like your eyes, ear, nose, tongue, you know, body and mind. Those are called Indriya in this physical form. But when it goes to the Dhamma, it has a different Indriya. For the Dhamma body, for the practice of Dhamma, it has mentioned different. So once you are walking on the path of enlightenment, these five faculties will be developed. Then these five faculties becomes power, called Panchabala. These five powers will help you to develop Bojjhanga, Satta Bojjhanga. The Bojjhanga, it means that you realized by practicing it or developing it. The factors that help you for realization. And then once the 7 Satta Bojjhanga is complete, then Arya Tangiko Marga, so Noble Eightfold Path, begins from there. So how this path entirely work? How this entirely work? Simply, when we are looking at today, the Arya Tangic Marga, the Noble Eightfold Path, which begins with the right view and finished in the mindfulness, Samma Samadhi, it finished in there. So when we are just learning or looking at it, it does not give us understanding how it will become the part of our life. But as help with all the factors, this 37 factors early before one, this will all help to live the life with Noble Eightfold Path. It is like a complete path. The Noble Eightfold Path is called highway. You go straight toward enlightenment. There is no bends, there is no shortcuts, nothing. It's a beautiful path to walk. But for any highway, all the system help us, the entrance in the highway, then the signals or the proper dividations, the dividers are there, the signs, the speed limit, everything help us to go steady on the path. Same thing happens with these 37 factors. Same thing happens. These all help you to walk on the path of enlightenment. So from today, one by one, we're going to learn that how we can practice. What are these 37 factors? Each session, we will going to learn the couple of factors and how to apply them on our day-to-day life. So I'm thinking it will be better if we do this. It's a more conversation way, So whatever you understand, you can let me know, or whatever the questions we have, or we can discuss in this session. So the clear understanding will be there. The thing is, this 37 factors is little bit difficult to understand, little bit difficult to look at. It may the simple words, but when you practice, it is little bit hard. But we will try to understand in more clear way. So we were saying that first thing is called Satipatthana. So the 4 foundation of mindfulness is there. So the Kayanupassana, the mindfulness of body, Vedananupassana, the mindfulness of feelings, then Chittanupassana, the mindfulness of mind or awareness of mind, and then Dhammanupassana, the mindfulness of phenomena or the Dhamma, what we see. So these are the 4 mindfulness. Then it goes Samyak Pradhana. It's called, Pali words are very beautiful, that Anupannanan, Akusalanan, Dhammanan, Anupadaya, Chandang Janeti, Vayamati, Viryang Aravati, Chittang Paggannati Padahati. The unwholesome thoughts or actions has not arisen yet. Not to give place to reason, this person develops desire or develops will, thoughts, will, desire, and he to effort to stop it from arising. Suppose this 4 effort is for that. First one is called to stopping unwholesome thoughts arising in our life. Second, what arises unwholesome thoughts, what we have, to get rid of them. Third one is called which wholesome thoughts has not arisen yet, to be reasoned. That is the third one. And fourth one is called the wholesome thoughts and thinkings has already arisen in our life to keep it steady or developing it, completing it. And for that, what effort you take is called sammapadhana. So in our day-to-day life, when we see that this effort we are constantly taking to be a good person, to be a follower of the Buddha, and that's why we call disciple, because this for sammapadhana, it is exist in us. But utilizing this samyapadhana to complete the path means diverting them to develop satipatthana and walk toward noble eightfold path. And how it will happen, how it can change, how it can take to that direction, we're going to look at that. Then it's called Riddhipada, the four psychic powers called Chanda Iddhipada, Virya Iddhipada, Chitta Iddhipada, and Vimansa. Chanda, it means the will, what you have. Virya, it means effort. Chitta, it means mind. And Vimansa, it means thinking of Dhamma. So how this can become, means how the will can become the psychic power. That all we have that, effort, what we are taking. You see, it's very hard for everyone to separate themselves from this physical form of the world, the materiality, away of getting yourself away from it and becoming part of the holy path. You are here practicing Dhamma for a long time. So those things called will, then effort what you take every day to be in this program, effort that it's take to practicing the Dhamma. The effort is there. How this effort can be a psychic power, we will learn that. Then it goes Indriya, Pancha Indriya. When the psychic powers is developed, slowly you develop the Indriya Dhamma also. First one is called Saddha. Saddha, it means the faith what we have on Supreme Buddha. So, like, what you see, don't believe everything what you hear or you see. Something like we say, in the Dhamma is also this faith it does. Saddha is called the first Indriya, first faculty. This Saddha becomes our eyes. And we will learn how this Saddha become our eye, how we can see the entire path. Second one is called energy, Virya. The effort what we take or the energy what we need to continue, to identify anything. We are looking at this, what is happening, but to understand it, what does the hearing helps? Once you hear something, then you understand what is happening properly. Same thing will do the energy also. Then it's called sati, the mindfulness. Third one, being mindful of it. Then concentration, sati samadhi, and panya. Panya, it means wisdom. When we talk about this wisdom, it's not the noble wisdom which leads or which is the completion of the path. This wisdom, it comes before that path. Like the wise person, we all are wise enough to understand what is good and bad for us. But the realization of it, that is an entirely different thing. So, one by one, how this will become a part of our life, like our eye do or does for us. Same thing, how this five faculties will, what it will do for our path. We're going to learn each and every factors, how it's really related with our life. Then the powers, okay, Pancha Bala. So the Pancha Bala, it also has the same thing, okay. Those are also faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. So this indriya becomes the power of our life. Like if someone asks us what is the means how we live our life, so like we cannot imagine without this faculties what we have, the eyes, ear, and these are our strength. You know, these are our power to survive in this world. In the same way, these five faculties become a power for enlightenment. Like once you understand that this is my faculty, this faith is like eyes for me, and when you understand that these eyes are really important and you utilize it for path, for enlightenment, for realization, then this faith becomes the power that we will going to learn how this faculty will transform in our life for enlightenment. Then energy, then mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. Same goes Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya. Then the seven factors of enlightenment, Satta Bojjhanga. Satta Bojjhanga it also has the mindfulness, Sati. Then Dhamma Vichay. Sati it means mindfulness. So whatever the Dhamma means, with earlier faculties has already developed. What? You have developed the four foundation of mindfulness or developing on the path. Then you have developed the effort or energy, sammapadana. Then you are already developing or developed the irdhiya, the four psychic powers. Then you are developing the five faculties, five powers. So when these are developing in that time, because of it, you develop the mindfulness. It helps what it called that mindfulness is part of seven factors of enlightenment, Satta Bojjhanga. Bodhi Anga, to realize the part means Bodhyanga, it means for the realization, the part of realization, it's called. So the first one is called Sati, mindfulness, Sati Sambodhyanga. Then Dhamma Vichay. So with this, all the faculties, with this mindfulness, what you do, you think on Dhamma. So whatever you have heard until now, whatever you are going to learn about Dhamma, these are all things, when you are developing this mindfulness, you will think of it. Like it happens very rarely that when we listen Dhamma, to have a longer thought or thinking on this particular topic. It very rarely happens. Means we do think about of the Dhamma, but not in a way so we can realize it. This Dhamma Vichaya is about to investigating Dhamma, what we have learned, to relating this Dhamma with our life. Like Supreme Buddha mentioning the thought process. So how this thinking process is happening. Supreme Buddha explaining about virtue, how this virtue is affecting on our day-to-day life. What are the benefits? What are the drawbacks? Like every time we have to see what is right and wrong. That thing is called Dhamma Vichay, thinking of Dhamma. So thinking of Dhamma, it means everything is included. That's why it's called phenomena of Dhamma. So everything what the Buddha explained, we have to relate with our life. That yes, the Buddha explained this, and I am seeing that thing in my very life this time, or I'm lacking to see this. That looking toward yourself or looking in the Dhamma to relate your life with it, it's called Dhamma Vichay. And we're going to learn how to see Dhamma in our present world, present life. Okay? And then once you understand, yes, there is a Dharma, what you are looking at, then you develop effort. What? When your destination is very close, what you do? You drive a little bit faster to reach soon. You become more happy, delighted. Immediately, automatically, energy is there. Like when you are driving for a long time or go for a long drive, if you have driven for a couple of hours, you get a little bit tired. But when you see that, okay, my staying place and where I'm going to stay today, when you reach there, when you are close to there, you feel happy. Or if you travel anywhere and when you are coming back to your home, once you enter in your colony or when enter your on the path, you feel relaxed. So all the worries, how I'm going to reach there, it all fade. You are happy and you feel before entering home, you feel that you are happy to come to the home. Same thing, the effort what you take to reach to that video will be developed in 7 faculties of factors of enlightenment. Then with that, happiness arrives, like you enter your home or you enter to a destination, you feel relaxed, happy. That is called joy, the piti. Then the passaddhi, the tranquility, the entire, all the fatigue will be go out as soon as you go lay on your bed, think of something, your journey or walk, everything, talk in your family, these crazy things happen on the path, So those all things you will say. That tranquility will be in the path of Dhamma also when you walk certain direction. Then this tranquility will give you the peace, samadhi, the mindfulness. And when you have this samadhi, the concentration, deeper state of concentration, you will come to that state when you will develop equanimity, upekkha. Once you have that, then you will see with this upekkha, you can understand what is right view is. Right view we do talk, but to see that in clear light, see that in our related with us, that does this factors, this right view exist in us or not, you will see that with this concentration. And that is called entering in the path. So once you have that, it means you are on the step or you are on the door of stream entrance. Stream enter, that is the first fruit of enlightenment. Once you are there, the right view will be the part of your life. And as you walk on the path, you will develop the Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and enlightenment. Those things will happen. So, how this entire path will be related with us, we will going to learn. Right view, then Samma Sankappa, the determination or decision what we take on the path. Then right speech, then action, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanto, Samma Ajivo, the right livelihood, Samma Vayamo, the right effort, then Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi. So here also there is a right mindfulness or Samma Sati. This Samma Sati is also the 4 foundation of mindfulness, but it has a deeper understanding. So Dhamma you can take with the lightly at beginning, and then slowly you go into depth with the same words, but with the different power, with a different effect on our life. We're going to learn that. So by the entire path, when you follow one by one, it will give you a different light or different understanding that the same thing would use the same words, but how it changes with your practices. We're going to learn that. And I will try to relate, or I will try to give the task. Okay, so in this 1 week, try to practice these particular things. and see the effect and how much progress you are getting. So we can see in the journey where we stand. Okay, that thing. So this 37 factors of enlightenment is really, really important. It's very hard to understand. First, I will let you know. The words are very easy. There is no hard words, but understanding it, it's very hard. Like a math. The math has the same thing, same numbers. The English language we use, and the numbers are there. The plus, minus, the division is there. But as you see that there's without formulas, it looks like very complex thing. Same thing is there. Numbers looks similar to everyone. Any math you will see, it looks same because numbers are there, the equations are there, plus minus division is there. But when you try to understand it, it goes above our head. So we will try to understand this Dhamma in that way. Okay. So I think so that's all for today. This is the introduction, what we're going to learn in entire class. So next week, we were going to try to understand the basic of 4 foundation of mindfulness. The basic, okay? Not from with the enlightenment or the noble eightfold paths 4 foundation of mindfulness, but as a beginning of it, okay? So we will learn about the couple of suttas from the Majjhima Nikaya, Satipatthana Sutta we will take for the reference, or in the different suttas what the Buddha explained about this 4 foundation of mindfulness. We will learn the Pali word and we will learn the commentary also. Understanding is also, okay? And then it will go, if we cannot complete the 4 foundation in one day, we will divide in 2. So we will have a more chance to discuss on it. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.